The strongest woman in the room is usually the most exhausted. I know because I was her and nobody asked. Let me tell you what being the strong one actually looks like from the inside, because from the outside, it looks like competence. It looks like someone who has it together, someone who shows up, someone who handles things. From the inside, it looks like this. There is an emergency in the family, and you are the one who steps up, not because someone asked, but because you are the level headed one, the capable one, the one who does not fall apart. So you go. And you use every vacation day that you have, every sick day, every day off, all of it. You drive 4 hours one way multiple times, and then you drive 4 hours back. And then you go to work the next morning because you cannot afford to lose your job. And you are also in school and you're trying to be present for the other people in your life. And you are also the one everyone calls when they need something. And somewhere in all of that, you also give money because someone needs it and you have it, or you figured out a way to get it. So you give it. And life moves on for everyone else, like it never happened. The money is never mentioned again, never paid back, never spoken about, just absorbed into the category of things that the strong one handles. And here's the part nobody sees. Nobody asked how I was doing. Not once. Not one person during all of that, not one person stopped and said, "Are you okay? How are you holding up? What do you need?" And I remember going to my car and sitting there and crying alone where nobody could see, because the strong one does not cry in front of people. The strong one waits until she is alone and then she lets it all out. And then she pulls herself back together and goes right back in. And that season, that specific season, it affected my entire life. I am still feeling the weight of it today. That is what being the strongest woman in the room actually costs. Not the drive, not the days off, not even the money. The years you spent on the other side of it, still carrying what nobody helped you put down. Here's what I have learned about what people do with the strong one. They assume that you are fine always, automatically, not because they are cruel, but because you have never given them evidence to the contrary. You keep showing up. You deliver. You handle it. And you look fine while you do it. So they move on. They move on with their lives. They move on with their needs, with the next thing that they need from you. And they see you as someone who does not get tired, who does not have emotions that needs tending, who does not have a limit. And here's the painful part: that is not entirely their fault, because you taught them, you teach people how to treat you through years of showing up regardless, through never saying, "I cannot do this right now," through absorbing things that were never yours to absorb alone. You taught them that you are inexhaustible, and they believe you. Now, I want to name something that took me a very long time to understand. There's a difference between being strong and being extracted from. Strength is a choice you make freely from a full place, with full awareness of what it will cost you and the capacity to absorb that cost. Extraction is when people take from you without checking what you have left, without asking if you can afford it, without ever wondering what the cost is to you. And the strong woman, she gets extracted from constantly because she never says stop, because she has trained everyone around her to believe there is no limit. That is not strength. That is a very sophisticated form of self abandonment. And I say that with love because I did this for years and I understand exactly why. We do it because being needed feels like belonging, because being capable feels like worth, because being the one who handles things feels like a role that justifies our presence. And somewhere deep down, we are afraid that if we stop being the strong one, we will stop being needed. And if we stop being needed, we will stop belonging. That fear is what keeps us driving for hours, using every sick day, giving money that will never come back, crying alone in the car, and then going back in and doing it again. I had to learn something that nobody taught me, that I am allowed to have a limit. And it's not because I stopped caring, but because I finally understood that a woman who is emptied out, she cannot actually give anyone anything real. You cannot pour from empty. I know that is something that people say, but I want to say it differently. When you are running on nothing, on empty, what you are giving people is not your strength. You are actually giving your future. You are borrowing from what you will need later and then paying interest on it for years. I decided to stop paying that interest. I decided to stop putting myself in situations where the expectation was that I would show up completely while nobody checked whether I had anything left. And I did that not as punishment, but as protection of the one person I had been forgetting to protect, myself. If you are watching this and you recognize yourself in any of what I just described, I want to say something to you directly. You are allowed to be exhausted. You are allowed to have a limit. You are allowed to say, not this time, not right now. I cannot, without it being a betrayal of who you are. Your strength is real and it is not infinite. And both of those things are true at the same time. The strongest woman in the room deserves to be asked how she is doing. And if nobody is asking, she deserves to ask herself, how are you doing? What do you need? When is the last time someone showed up for you? The way that you show up for everyone else. Those are not small questions. They are the ones that save you. All right. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Webley, and I want you to drop a comment below and let me know. Have you been the strong one, or is anyone asking you how you doing? Tell me, because I want to read every single one of your answers. And remember to hit subscribe because I will be back with the next one.